Was it a shock to you when you saw Dre make that transition into doing the type of music he was doing?
Yeah. I mean, the music was always good, okay?
Yeah, Dre is a bad motherfucker.
I just was like, I knew all the guys personally. They never came off to me like that. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
These guys they came at to me cool, but I knew where they were from. They was different. I never saw them do anything, but they had a different vibe about them. I watched Dre. I knew Dre. I knew Cube. I knew Yella. I knew their vibe was totally different. So it kind of blew me away. Like, they gonna do what? Okay, cool. If y'all buy it, if they sell it and y'all buy it, get a receipt and go home.
That's it right there. Now, let me ask you this, and this is about the business part, because you were signed to Techno Pop, right?
Techno Hop.
You were signed to Techno Hop.
Yeah.
Was it standard practice back then, because he wasn't signed, CMW wasn't signed to you outside of the one project, but it can almost be misconstrued as exploitation, kind of, because they took, like, Unknown took Eight's publishing.
Now, that right there, I can't speak on. Simply because when I did a compilation album, one of my things was to try and get everybody a deal.
Mm-hmm.
On that first compilation, 8 got picked up, PG-13 got picked up, Vanilla C got picked up.
What happened to the West Coast distributors?
Man, we went broke. We went fucking broke.
Because that was the plan.
That was the plan.
Yeah.
Okay, the company, West Coast Record Distributors, was the first company owned by artists. Me, Rudy from the Dream Team, Unknown, and Egypt. It was my idea. I put all these cats together. We drove down to San Diego to the NARM convention, National Association of Record Merchandisers, cut a deal with the labels where they buy from us. They said, yeah, if y'all do it, we'll buy from you. We shot back to L.A., went to Rainbow Records in Santa Monica, talked to Steve. Say, Steve, we leave them a cola. We got people that said they'll buy from us when we press our records. He said, yes. How much you going to charge us? He going to charge you the regular. I said, you going to charge us the regular price? He said, yeah. We need a line of credit. He gave me, Egypt, Rudy, and Unknown $25,000 line of credit, not a piece of paperwork in the motherfucking room. $100,000 credit line for Rainbow Records. Not a piece of paper, just based on our selling ability. My first project was CMW. I'd been there about 6-8 months. Okay. Well, I'm sorry. First project was Compton Compilation.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I'd been there about 6-8 months, and what we did not know is that one of our partners was buying shit and getting advances on, because back then in the independent record situation, you could go to the distributor. Hey, look, I got a new project coming out. I need advance on my product. Okay, but because we were a distributor, they took it against the distribution company and not that particular label. So whoever's product came out, they just got their money from that. Y'all got to figure it out for yourselves.
Okay,
See what I'm saying? We're gonna charge this $10,000, $20,000 to the fucking distribution company. So when y'all come out, instead of y'all getting when we build the shit, we're gonna get our $20,000 back. I don't care whose product it is. So when it came down to it, the compilation was the next project coming through. So it got caught up in their shit. So now I got to go to the Egyptian Lover, and hey man, y'all owe me $80,000. We sold like 10, 15,000 copies like that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and with that we were selling CDs. We was building them at like $9.50 a piece.
Yeah.
So that was $80,000. Minus pressing.
Did you ever get your money from Egyptian?
Never got my goddamn money. Never got the money.
And see, the thing about distribution too, when you got a label situation set up, whatever record falters,
right,
it's
come
gonna
off
get
the top.
Off a thing. That's why they don't mind giving you advances, because they got a line of records coming up.
Right.
Exactly.
That's the whole thing about the record industry. Most cats don't understand. It's about your credibility. So if you got 4 labels that's under one distribution company, somebody gonna drop a record in the next few months.
Exactly.
And I'm gonna get my money back one way or another. I don't care who it is. I just want my money back. Y'all figure out who y'all gonna charge it back to. And that's where the shit got fucked up at. So now they were supposed to drop some shit to offset our shit, and we end up falling out after that. So now we got stuck with then we get stuck with the pressing bill. So they got hit with the pressing bill. You follow me? Mm-hmm. So they got hit with the pressing bill. So now my money is tied up in their advances. They get stuck with the pressing bill. So now everybody mad.
So who did the Egyptian Lover and them go get the advance from?
Man, probably California record distributors. And see, here's the bad part about it. He don't know what happened because he wasn't running his own label. His girlfriend was running his label.
So she went and got the bread.
She went and got the bread, and then we sat down a few years later. This bitch was stealing from everybody.
It's always a motherfucker stealing, and that's what I was gonna say because I know in these movies they always show it's a big bad white man somewhere stealing some shit.
Right.
And I said, man, it seemed like the brothers was doing niggas worse than the motherfucking people.
We all finally sat down and came, niggas for a while was like, hot, dude, you owe me this. These niggas looking at me crazy. I'm looking at y'all crazy. Everybody looking at everybody crazy. And I'm like, well, what the fuck? So after niggas calmed down and had a conversation one day, well, man, well, what about this right here? Oh, man, I did this. I thought that. What the fuck? By this time, him and the old girl that broke up, she gone. And then I found out from another partner of mine about, because here's the crazy part about it. I didn't tell y'all this shit. We had, me and my partner Charles, we had got a deal for the Compton compilation with, I think it was CBS or Sony, one of them two. I tell you, the guy's name, his name is Toby Emmerich. He's one of the biggest motherfucking movie executives right now in the fucking country. His name is Toby Emmerich. Okay, he left the record division, went to the movie division. He came to L.A., met with me and Charles at the Beverly Hills Hotel. It's a true story. I ain't told this one to Dusty yet. And me and Charles, we rolling down there, and we said, all right, man, anything past $75,000, we gonna sell this motherfucker, cash everybody out. We good. Get down there. He was in a hurry. Look, wait, fellas, I heard your product. I like what you guys did. We offered $100,000. We kicked the other on the table like bitches. Trying not to smile this shit. $100,000. Okay, cool. We good, right? Monday morning, I'll call you Monday morning, do the paperwork. I'm there bright and early Monday morning. Charles had a dentist appointment that day. So I'm there at 8:30, waiting on the phone to ring.
That motherfucking dentist appointment.
I'm waiting for the phone to ring. 12 o'clock, the phone ain't ring. 3 o'clock, the phone didn't ring. Charles is here. Now, man, what happened? I don't know, man. I don't know. Now, put a pin right there. We never heard from CBS again, right? Never heard from these cats again. Never heard from them. My partner, who I'm still in business with right to this day, at that time, he was answering the phone for us at West Coast. And he didn't know what was going on. So I said, man, I never forget that time we had to deal with CBS, man. It was for Compton compilation album, and CBS just flaked out. No, I'm sorry. Back up. I'm sorry. I said, yeah, man. I saw Lisa one day at the Spectrum place. I'm paying my cable bill. She walked in and smiled real funny. Hey, Lonzo, how you doing? And all of a sudden, she acted like she left her wallet in the car. And I said, I thought that was crazy. He said she probably thought she was gonna kick her ass. Why I'm gonna kick her ass? Oh man. That's a deal you had for that compilation album. She told Sylvia Rowan you didn't want it. You changed your mind. Bitch cost me $100,000, man. For real talk.
She went up there and told the people that she didn't want it.
The people did call that day. What he told me was, he said, if you get any calls for Lonzo or Charles, send them to me. Okay? So when the phone call, he didn't know what was going on. They called looking for me. He sent the call to her. So then she says, they had a meeting and they changed their mind. She thought it was funny and cute. So we were trying to figure out what happened to the phone call because she didn't want. Bottom line, it was straight up fucking old school haterade. Bottom line. So when she saw me at Spectrum, she thought I was gonna kick her ass. I didn't know she had done what she had done yet. She knew what she had did, but she didn't know. I didn't know what she had done. So it wasn't until later on we had the conversation till it all fucking came around 360.
Why would she do some shit like that?
Dude, you have to understand. Back then, we was very competitive, man.
Yeah, shit was shady back then.
Shit was shady, dude. Shit was real, especially in the record business. Everybody, because you got to understand, even though we was dance promoters, I'm still Wrecking Crew. He's still Uncle Jam's Army. And that motherfucking feud, nigga, you just can't. We couldn't get over that shit. For Wrecking Crew to get a hit for 100,000 was gonna offset the balance of power back then. And that's what it comes down. That's what it boiled down to. Okay, and as far as I can think, that was just some old school. I can fuck over this nigga because we had some issues back in the day, man, that you wouldn't understand. You wouldn't believe, dude.
What was the biggest issues? Was it did gangsterism get involved? Like, what was it?
I had to kick a lot of ass back in the day as a DJ because niggas didn't want to pay you sometime. In the record industry, we didn't get that much gangsterism in the beginning. Now I had to go to Makoda and put a gangster mash down on his ass. The shit Ice Cube did in the movie, he got that from me. I did that to Makoda first. When I made Turn Off the Lights, that motherfucker, he had called them all back in. He had like 20,000. He had like 20,000 copies in the warehouse. I said it was like on Monday. I said, hey man, I'm gonna come back and get them records on Thursday. All right, no problem. I happened to fall back to Makoda on Tuesday. Half of them was gone. The fuck my records at, man? Oh, I had to crush him up because they didn't have no space.
So you broke your record?
No.
Hell no.
So that's a lie he said.
Backdoor the motherfucker.
Then his secretary, white girl, you know, we break her off from time to time. She keep us up on the latest scoop from that motherfucker. Your records, she sent me a note. She said, so I called her back. Your records are on Pico and so-and-so street. Sure enough, I pulled up. They unloading my shit. So I went back to Makola the next day. Unknown called the motherfucker. Said, hey, I don't know what you did to Lonzo. That motherfucker's coming to kick your ass down. I walked in that motherfucker. I grabbed this goddamn golf club, and I started tearing this office up. That motherfucker started throwing me some motherfucking stacks of money. Let me about $7,500.
Yeah.
Yes. I went back the rest of the next day and got the rest of my goddamn records.
Gangsta Chronicles, we gon' tell you how it goes. If I lie, my nose will grow like Pinocchio. We gon' tell you the truth and nothing but the truth. Gangsta Chronicles.